Okay, let's refresh our discussion a little bit about climate change being a hoax created by the Chinese, a comment that Donald Trump really made front and center at the first presidential debate on Monday. The backstory is multiple times Donald Trump has tweeted this idea that climate change is a hoax developed by and for the benefit of the Chinese. Hillary Clinton called him out on that during Monday's debate. Donald Trump lied, saying, no, I never said that. Of course, the fact checkers very, very easily found the tweets where Donald Trump did indeed say that. That's all fun and games compared to what I'm about to show you here. Donald Trump's campaign co-manager, Kellyann Conway, went on CNN, and she admitted something that should be singularly disqualifying for someone who wants to be effectively the most powerful person on the planet in the election that is upcoming here. She said, and it's hard for me to even believe it, that Donald Trump does not believe humans are having any impact on the climate change that we are seeing on our planet. This is not something that is in the scientific consensus. This is something that is supported only by a very, very tiny fraction. Somewhere between 0.3 and 2% of climate scientists believe this. I'm going to play the video for you, and you can see that Kellyann Conway, she sort of seems to take an attitude where she realizes that this is not a good line of questioning. She's not handling this particularly well, but I think it's because she accidentally told the truth. Take a listen to this.
Take clean energy. Some country is going to be the clean energy superpower of the 21st century. Donald thinks that climate change is a hoax perpetrated by the Chinese. I think it's real.
I did not.
Science is real.
I do not say that.
And I think it's important that.
So does he think that climate change is a hoax or not a hoax, or it's real?
So I think that's based on a tweet.
It
and
is.
Right. I just love that this whole man, whether he's giving a yeah, I guess so answer to Howard Stern about invading Iraq as a private citizen on an entertaining radio show, or through a tweet, we're supposed to understand all of his policies. This woman proudly went and cast a vote for the Iraq war in the well of the Senate, and she's been an interventionist hawk her entire career.
On the issue of climate change, he's the one who sends out the tweets. I mean, he sends out what his thinking is on these policies. He's the one using that. The concept of global warming was created by and for the Chinese in order to make the U.S. manufacturing non-competitive. I mean, these are his thoughts. Snowing in Texas and Louisiana, record-setting freezing temperatures throughout the country and beyond. Global warming is an expensive hoax. Does he believe that global warming is a hoax?
He believes that global warming is naturally occurring, is what he said.
What, naturally?
Naturally, that climate change is naturally occurring.
He believes in climate change.
And that there are shifts naturally occurring.
Oh, he doesn't believe it's man-made.
Correct.
So he believes that the idea that it's man-made is a hoax.
No, I didn't say that.
I mean, he said it. I'm actually repeating his tweet. So he believes that that part is a hoax.
He believes that climate change is naturally occurring.
Yeah, but David, both parties are exactly the same. Hillary and Trump are exactly the same. Right. Yesterday, Myron Ebel, climate science denier, it was revealed he would be heading Trump's EPA transition team. And now we learn, and I have no reason not to believe it, it correlates with everything else that Donald Trump has said on the issue, that we have no reason to think anything that we're observing on Earth now is at all impacted by human activities. This entire climate change is not man-made thing is not one of these small mistakes wrong type of things. It's, I believe the Earth is flat wrong. That's how I see it, Rachel. He has said that on day one of his presidency, he would withdraw the U.S. from the Paris Climate Accords. Could he do it unilaterally? I don't know. Do you want someone being president who would even try? The answer is no. He said on day one, he would lift President Obama's executive order halting construction of the Keystone Pipeline. Could he do it? Probably. Also very disturbing. There are real consequences here.
Yeah, but he's at odds with his own running mate, because Mike Pence went on CNN and said that humans absolutely have had an impact on the climate.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting that your own running mate is disagreeing with you.
Yeah,
but
and
it
on
wouldn't be the
numerous
first
issues.
time.
On numerous issues.
Yeah.
I remember when he was asked about, there was this really awkward moment on 60 Minutes, and I apologize. I don't think I'm going to remember what it was. I think it was the Iraq War. When Donald Trump was asked, I believe, by Leslie Stahl, you slam Hillary for her vote regarding the funding of the Iraq War. The guy sitting next to you, your running mate, had the same vote. What do you say about that? He says, well, everybody's allowed to make mistakes. Apparently not Hillary Clinton. So yeah, Pence and Trump at odds on a growing number of issues. I'm sadly afraid that because the anti-climate change science movement has been relatively successful at promoting the false idea that there's actually controversy over this issue, that this is not going to be perceived as that serious of an issue by too many voters. And that's really the sad thing here. The David Pakman Show is sponsored this week by Decode DC, the podcast that gives you an honest look into how politics affects your life. The host of Decode DC is Jimmy Williams, and he is a very interesting guy. He worked in politics on both sides of the aisle, starting as a Republican, becoming a Democrat. He's worked as a lobbyist. He does know his stuff, and he's taking that experience and explaining the internal dynamics of how Washington, D.C. works. Decode DC will often dig into topics that, I'm passionate about. Money in politics, for example, including a recent show about why small dollar donors don't actually produce winning political candidates. Check it out. I did. I think you will love it. We are talking about Decode DC. It's available on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts.